Hi, today I'm here to talk to you about our newest professional method, the tape weft. The tape weft provides the automatic fullness and seamless blend of a hybrid weft with the quick install time and secure hold of our tape ins. The tape weft is available in a variety of lengths and colors, and if you don't have the perfect color match, you can custom color them by using a semi, demi, or direct dye. We don't recommend using any lightning products. Consultation is key. This is the time when you're going to be very thorough during your consultation so that you can set yourself up for success with your installation. This is when you're going to gain your client's trust by showing your confidence and expertise in hair extensions. First thing you're going to do is some pre-qualifications, asking certain questions to help determine what the end goal is going to be. What's your objective? Are you trying to gain length? Are you trying to gain volume? Maybe you want to add some dimensional color. What is their lifestyle like? Are they active? Do they have to wear their hair up for work? Do they go to the gym a lot? What is your financial commitment? How often do you want to be coming into the salon for your maintenance appointments? A great tool to help you determine what method would be best for your client is our method ring. Here is when you're going to sit down with your client and you can show them each method that you have to offer and why it might be the best choice for them. Now let's bring in our model and get into some specifics. This is our model, Morgan. For her, we've determined that the tape weft is going to be the best method. I'm going to do a color blend of our color 8 and our balayage 6 to 12600. Now I'm going to begin by doing my parting. So when you place a tape weft, you're going to want to part the hair out in a very slight U parting. So we don't want to fully exaggerate that with the bend of the head. It's only going to be slight. So you can see I've already pre-parted Morgan's hair out. And it's just a very slight U shape there to follow the natural curve. If you were to make it too curved, what would happen is it would start to droop a little bit in the middle. So keeping that parting nice and clean, and making sure any crosshairs are out of the way. Now we're going to do our second parting. So this is the hair that's going to actually be sandwiched in between the two wefts if you're doing a double-sided tape weft. I'll show you how to do that. So you're going to take the end of your tail comb and part 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. So I take my tail comb and I'm just going to slide it against her scalp in 2-inch sections. Now making sure you don't have too much hair in between there, because if you do, the tape weft isn't going to hold. So I'll grab about that much hair and then use my mini clip to clip it up. By doing this, you're just going to have more control of your section. So then I'm just going to continue with the next one and connecting that. And I'm going to work around my entire parting this way. Okay, so now I have my tape weft. The tape is already applied onto the weft. And I'm just going to hold it up so you can see. I'm going to be placing it about ear to ear. So you want to hold that up and see where that's going to line up at. Now, when you peel off the backing of the tape, it's important to touch it as little as possible. Oil is what breaks down the adhesive, so you don't want the oils from your fingers to be transferring to the adhesive because it might affect the longevity of the hold. So I'm going to start by just peeling off the tab. I'm going to use the back of the comb to just roll that hair over the adhesive and just give it a nice firm press. And then removing those clips. as you go. Any hair that's not sticking when you press it firmly, you'll want to just lift those little hairs out of the way and just clip them up so they're out of the way. Now I'm going to peel off that little tab in the center. And you want to press pretty firm here against this just to make sure the hair is really adhering to the tape. And then doing the corners last. So any hair that doesn't stick, again, I'm just going to lift it and clip it up. So if there's too much hair in between, the adhesives are not going to stick to each other, and that could cause it to slip sooner. And then my last one over here. And now we're ready to place the top one. When you place your top weft on the bottom, it's crucial that you get it to line up just perfect. We don't want any of the adhesive being above or below the weft. So when you place it, you want to make sure that each side is perfectly aligned. So again, I'm going to peel off the tab. And now for this, I simply hold below the adhesive. So I stand over to the side. I want to make sure that this is aligned just right as I'm placing this, and then I'll move out of the way. And same thing, you want to get nice and close, making sure the top is right on top of that bottom weft underneath. And then if I like my placement, here is when I'm just going to seal it. So I'm going to give a nice firm press against the client's scalp. Really sealing that, because if there's any gaps in there, it's not going to fully adhere to that bottom tape. And that's it. So I'm just going to remove these clips and we're ready to move on to the sides. Okay, so now I'm ready to connect the sides to the back. So I've parted Morgan's hair. Again, it's just a slight angle. It's not perfectly horizontal, but just slightly angled. And I'm going to cut our 10-inch weft in half. So all you're going to do is simply fold it in half, press it so that it's sealed there, and then I'm just going to use the bond cutter to snip that. So now it's time to cut and blend. And this is one of my favorite parts because this is when you actually turn the hair extensions into a hairstyle. So there's 4 things to consider when doing your haircut. First, you're going to want to determine the length between you and your client. Second, you're going to frame the face. So that means blending the natural layers into the perimeter. Third, you're going to layer the cut. And fourth, you're going to detail and polish. Now when cutting, you can either use a razor or a shear or a combination of both. It's going to be preference and completely up to you when you're doing the haircut. So let's turn Morgan around and I'll show you here about what we've agreed on for our length. So when I comb her hair, You're gonna bring all that hair back. And we're still giving her quite a bit of length, but I am just gonna clean it up and take off the bottom, probably 3 or 4 inches here. When I do this, I prefer to use a razor, but again, it's completely up to you. So I'm going to have Morgan stand up just because of how long her hair is and it's touching the back of the chair. It's easier to have it all down at a 0-degree elevation and cut the perimeter that way. Okay, so when you cut the perimeter, you want the hair to lay down at a 0 degree. So what I mean is it's gonna lay nice and flat. I'm not pulling it out and then cutting the length. We've determined that we're gonna take about the hair to about here. We're still adding quite a bit of length to Morgan's hair, but for the most natural blend, because we are doing that dimensional color on her, her hair ends here. I'm gonna clean it up so she gets the fullness still on the end with that balayage color popping through, and it's gonna blend seamlessly into her top layer.